Slack, you fucking moron!
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Scream Share, a movie podcast about sharing in our screams while watching Scream. My name is Adam.
And I'm Calder.
Is that your... Do an actual, like, Ghostface voice impression.
And I'm Calder. Is that?
You.
No, it's... Hey there, what's your favorite scary movie?
Yours, and I don't mean this, like, towards you specifically, but, like, that voice sounds a little more pervert, a little less, like, psycho.
He's a little bit of a pervert, though.
I mean, they are all a little bit perverts.
What's up, you naughty?
That was pretty good.
Guys, it's actually me. It's not Billy Loomis.
What?
Yeah, I know. You guys were like, is that Billy Loomis?
Or Stu McGroove. Whatever the fuck his name was. All right, this is the second episode, the second entry in our Scream franchise focus series. We're almost there. We're almost done.
Not really.
I don't want to seem like I'm not into it. I actually, spoiler alert for our thoughts later, I enjoyed this one.
Yeah, it's like a fun movie that like you can have fun watching.
It is a fun movie. It is fun. There was a point, maybe like a quarter into the movie, where I could feel myself getting anxious. So I just like took a few deep breaths and was like, "There's a movie that's shot on a set," and then I was fine. You know, I was like,
what part was making you anxious?
I think it was in the sorority house. Just when I was like, "What
Sarah
the
Michelle.
fuck are you doing?" And then I was like, "This is the point, buddy. It's okay to get a little scared, but like you don't gotta be worrying, you know."
I gotta make you watch Zodiac if this is bothering you.
I'd watch Zodiac.
Oh, so you're opening yourself wide up for Zodiac. You're giving yourself over to Zodiac, but
Isn't
you can't
that more of a
Scream?
drama? Is that like David Fincher or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's much creepier than this. It'll haunt you for the rest of your life.
sure.
But now you're like, I've never wanted to see a guy in a mask before.
No, I think it's just something about Ghostface, at least thus far. Ghostface, both movies, is like just a guy that's like genuinely really trying to kill. like he's not messing
So is the
with
Zodiac Killer, big dog.
Sure.
Did you read the
But, like-
romantasy novella between the two of these?
No.
Ghostface actually has sex with Randy. They're
Oh.
lovers. It's kind of a heated rivalry kind of a thing. Did you watch that heated rivalry?
No, I didn't. Been hearing a lot about it though. Did you watch it?
No.
Here's the thing.
Oh,
I just don't think it's for me. Like if I was with somebody and they put it on, I'd watch it, but like I just don't think I'm the target audience.
Lydia's not
there.
interested?
She hasn't expressed interest. That's more of a her sister type of deal. Or
Yeah, you can't be
your
watching it.
wife.
You can't be watching that with kids.
Your wife. Has she watched it?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Has she read that book?
no.
Okay.
I don't think
well
she's
then.
interested in that line of books.
Well, yeah, she's more into romantasy than she is into we're hockey boys and we're sweaty and fucking in the locker room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what I did watch recently? And you're going to be surprised by this. This one's going to blow your fucking nuts off. I finished Parks and Rec.
Okay.
Finished season 7. It's honestly, season 7 is better than 5 and 6 in my opinion.
Okay.
And I like
Stuck
the
the
finale.
landing a little bit.
Have you seen season 7 of Parks and Rec?
I was listening back to last episode, and I was listening to you talk about Parks and Rec, and I realized that I was just being affirmative and encouraging in you talking about it, but at no point did I give up any hint that I've not watched any Parks and Rec.
That's fine. I vaguely remember you telling me about it, so I didn't know if you were telling me about your brother watching it or
my brother and another listener of the show, Steven. They
don't talk
Parks and
about
Rec.
him. He's a demon's child.
I'm debating whether
sorry.
to go into that and like unpack that, but I feel like it's best if we just leave it at you.
I don't know what there is to unpack. It seemed
accusation
pretty straightforward
But
from what
they're
I heard.
both Parks and Rec heads. There was like a few years where like I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I would joke to them about how they had no jokes. They only had references to Parks and Recreation. Because anytime they were like laughing about something or joking to each other, it was just them doing Parks and Rec quotes back and forth with the occasional Brooklyn Nine-Nine quote, maybe. Obviously, I'm exaggerating a bit, but it was a lot of that. I feel like I'd love Parks and Rec, but it's just a situation of like getting myself to start a new show, which I have a hard time doing anyway.
Here's the definitive sitcom tier rankings.
Okay. Calder's
Beta?
definitive.
Nope, definitive. Beta, Parks and Rec. Alpha, I'm coming up with the bit on the spot.
What the fuck is in your index finger?
Peanut M&M. Alpha, Brooklyn
Just revealed
Nine-Nine.
that like a magic trick.
Sigma,
Okay.
The Office.
Okay.
And Frasier.
Sure.
And Cheers.
Where does Community fit in there? Or have you not
Beta.
watched Community? Beta?
Yeah, Beta.
That's fair. That's fair.
Quite easily Beta. Sorry.
Is there anything lower than Beta?
Well, not a word that I
Charlie?
can say on the podcast.
I'd say for me, Community's an A. An Alpha. That being said, I have not watched all the seasons of Community because they get a little bad and then they go off the air and then they return on a new network, blah blah blah.
It's
But
too quirky for me. I don't like quirky. Even though I did watch all of New Girl. But it's more she is quirky and the show is less quirky.
no,
Whereas I
that
feel
whole
like-
show's quirky. What the hell are you talking about?
No, but I feel like Community is more like quirky as a whole.
I'd say Community is more sarcastic.
Honestly, Parks and Rec is more quirked up than New Girl.
Okay.
Johnny Karate. April wanting to be Wednesday Addams.
Dude, just speaking of Community, because Chevy Chase is in that show, and he's great in the show, and it's funny because the community generally like all hate Chevy Chase, but still think that he's great in the show and love his character. Have you seen any clips of him? They like did a new documentary about Chevy Chase or something. And there's a clip of him being interviewed for it, and the interviewer like asks him a question. I forget what the question was. But he just says like he just like shuts the question down, and they're like, "Why won't you answer that question?" He says something like, "Frankly, I don't think you're bright enough." And it's like,
He seems
what
like-
the hell? Like he's
He
just
seems
such
like the
a
absolute
miserable
worst
guy.
hang.
Yeah,
He is absolutely the worst hang.
yeah, man.
I would not
Horrible.
want to spend a day with him. Ever.
I wouldn't want to spend a minute with him. He seems like he's genuinely just miserable everywhere he goes, unfortunately.
Why they call the Amazon AI Rufus like he's a little dog?
Ugh. Dude, I was talking to my Google Home today. I was
What about,
literally
what about Alexa?
I was literally just asking my Google Home what time it was as I was like getting out the door, and it says the time, and then it goes, also, if you want to be using Google Gemini, you can turn on Google Gemini and it'll make your Google Home so much better. And I'm like, my Google Home's been shit for 10 years.
Yeah.
It feels like half the time I ask it a question, it's like, we can't do that yet. And I'm like, okay, when can you do that? This is the whole point. And then AI comes out and they're suddenly like, actually, we can help you. Now that we can dry up rivers and lakes and burn down a couple rainforests, now we can help you more than just saying the weather.
Well, you'd be like, what's a cup in milliliters? And they'll be like, well, here's a conversion chart.
Or they'll be like, according to milliliters to fuckaliters.com. I couldn't.
That's my favorite website. That's actually one of my favorite websites.
And it's like anyway. It's
ran out of steam on that one, huh?
I just like I'm obviously fed up and just done with all the AI shit. But also even on a separate note, the Google Homes, I'm just like, have I really been, aside from just being convenient Bluetooth speakers, like I'm not getting much out of them. So I
just
literally
use mine to set a timer.
Yeah.
In the kitchen. That's it. So
set a timer, ask the weather, ask the time, and then be a Bluetooth speaker. But it was a situation of wow, what a crazy way to start a sentence with and then immediately forget the rest of it.
Is that it?
Did you? Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it in the.
I have one more thing.
Wasn't worth it. Yep.
Don't give me any spoilers because I'm not quite there yet. Though I did see one when I was trying to look up the cast and figure out who the fuck all these people were. But I'm watching Trader season 3, and I like the show much more than I thought I would.
Yeah, man.
I like that it's got a little bit higher production value, even though I feel like the games something
suck.
lacking.
The challenges are quite bad.
They could be so much better.
Yeah.
But I like the whole idea.
Yeah, the actual game part of it is fun. And it's very campy. Yeah. And what Olivia likes about it is that you have all these like gamers is like the archetype of player that are like Survivor players, Big Brother players from like the challenge or something. And they're all there like, I'm here. It's just another one of them. But like, I'm here to like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to play the game. I'm here to like really game this whole thing. And then and they try to like play a game. And then you have a bunch of like housewives, random celebrities, and Tom Sandoval. So like you have these Survivor players like going to someone and being like, I heard so and so say your name. Like keep it on the low, but like we need to just be aware of that. I think some shady stuff's going on with them. And they immediately go, they said my name. Oh, stand up and go address them immediately. And it's like, whoa. And then the Survivor players like, fuck.
On this season, they have Ivar, who's like a royal.
Yeah, but a royal nobody
royal's
knows.
Cousin. And then Britney Spears' ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
Or something, maybe ex-husband. And I was like, what the hell's going on? But then they're kind of likable. And then also Dylan Efron.
Dylan Efron is a highlight of that season, I think.
He sounds so much like his brother. It's creepy.
And he looks like literally a cutified version of of Zac
He's like
Efron.
A bizarro version of him.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a good show. Maybe I'll watch another season after that.
So you're not fully deep in it. How many? Yeah, that's
I'm
the
like
one
9
that's on
episodes
right now.
in. So we're heating up, but I did see one spoiler, which I won't say.
Okay.
When I was trying to figure out because I was like, who is Ciara? Is this the pop singer? Like, who is this person? And then apparently there's some show called Summer House that I've never heard of in my life.
That's the fun thing is like you recognize at least a couple people on a season.
Well,
and
Boston Rob is my goat.
Yeah, man.
And Tony, honestly.
Would be. Dude, I love Tony.
And Jeremy. I really like Jeremy on his season too.
Okay, here's the thing. They get a Survivor or two on every season. The season 3 lineup of Survivor players is like genuinely excellent.
I also like Carolyn too. I'd never seen her in Survivor, but
she was like a huge highlight on Survivor. She's someone who as soon as she was like on her season, everyone was like, oh, she's like a guaranteed lock-in to return. Like she's the best character of the quote-unquote new era. And then season 50 came out and she was not cast because she did Traitors and it's a different network. But then
what the fuck,
they pick and choose with that shit. They're like weird about it anyway. You
telling me they're gonna do that shit to Tony? Like that's ridiculous.
That's the thing. But that's the thing. Sari also did Traitors and she's been brought back on. So it's like whatever. They're weird about it. But yeah, Carolyn's great on Survivor and the Traitors. But then like the lineup of Boston Rob, Jeremy Collins, and Tony Vlachos is like those are like some big heavy hitter guys. unfortunately, with a show like The Traitors, like, some people just don't get, like, the shine that they deserve just because of the nature of the game. But that's okay. It kind of makes for a fun, unpredictable show.
Yeah. And also I feel like some people don't like fully get it either.
Yeah, some people
Like,
on the show don't fully get it. Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I guess in real life this happens with like, what is it? Mafia?
Yeah.
Where you're playing and like some people kind of have an idea, but like the improv kids have an obviously airtight idea and they've thought of strategies of how to play it. And then there's someone else who has like a vague understanding of like, I kind of know what's going to happen next, but I don't really.
Yeah, they like say something with like conviction and then someone has to be like, well, no, because like how the game works, that wouldn't really work. And then they're like, oh.
Yeah.
Like a good example for season 3 is there's so many times that Tom Sandoval is so confident in
He's like,
in
it's
something.
Dolores.
And
I guarantee you it's Dolores.
Yeah, and everybody around him has to be like, no, man. Like,
There are
you're not
literally
getting
times
it.
where he'll say that and they're like, all right. And then they just walk away.
Yeah, they
like
just
a
stop
little kid.
acknowledging it.
And then he
Anyway.
gets one right and they're like, nice job, Tom. And he's like, yes, I knew I was going to get that one. Let's go. You're like,
Yeah,
brother,
like
relax.
he did it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good
Silly.
show. I think it's whereas Survivor, I feel like Survivor thrives on like sanctity of competition and like competitive integrity and all these things. I feel like The Traitors, it relies much more on like the campiness, the fun, like the goofiness of it all.
They just got to get better games in there, man. Like some of these games are fucking like they make sense a little bit, but they're stupid, and then they don't necessarily add to the like intellectual part of the game.
No, it feels completely separate.
It's kind of like the Mr. Beast games thing, where the game would just be like, "Are you gonna take $200,000 to let your team lose?" And you're like, "I don't know." It like how does this?
Yeah,
how
the
does this
Beast
determine
games
anything?
just feels like Prisoner's Dilemma, the reality show, like where it's just like, will you be selfish or will you not be? And surprise, surprise, most of the time people are selfish.
Well, yeah, because one person gets the $4 million or whatever it is, so it's like, yeah, $50,000 will change my life immediately.
Yeah. Okay,
Anyway.
one last thing before we get into Scream. I just read this headline on the toilet. Luigi Mangione will not receive the death penalty. Huge news. Yeah. Unfortunately, the bad news is, I don't know if you heard about this, but the backpack that he had when he was found in that McDonald's, the police did not like read him his rights or like officially take him into custody, or I forget exactly what it is, but they fucked up the arrest in a way that when they searched his bag without a warrant. And because of how they did that, technically, according to the law, the evidence in the bag could not be submitted as evidence for the prosecution or something. Like, they completely fucked that up. Unfortunately, though, the judge ruled that, like, it can be used, which is kind of bullshit. Yeah, it's stupid. Because some people were like pointing out that technically means that the cops could have taken the backpack, planted something in his backpack, and then brought it back and been like, "There's a fucking thing in here that
look
shows
at the
it's
gun that you shot him with."
Yeah, exactly. So that sucks. So the current prediction is that he'll probably get life in prison, which sucks. But at least he's not being executed for.
But I feel like he could file for a mistrial or something.
Here's the thing. It seems like he has pretty great lawyers, so I feel like he can.
I mean, if you're a lawyer, you're taking on that case.
Yeah,
it's such a high profile case. Like, and then you get him off, you get the next O.J. Simpson too. Then you're cooking, because we know there'll be another O.J. Simpson.
Oh, I thought you were implying that Luigi Mangione is an O.J. Simpson.
No, but it's just like high profile celebrity-esque cases.
Yeah,
that's how you make the money, man.
Anyway, Scream 2. Let's talk about some murders that really did happen.
I wonder who these guys' lawyers were, huh? I guess no one. I guess everyone gets the death penalty in Scream.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying earlier of like there's something that makes Ghostface a little more scary is that he kind of just kills, and like usually he has a plan for who to kill, but he'll also just kill, like
even if it like doesn't make sense. Like, okay, start with the opening. We've got Jada Pinkett Smith and Omar Epps. They go to a movie theater. They're on a little date.
Yeah.
Number one, horrible idea to give everyone in the theater the identical costume of the killer, but put that aside. The most insane theater crowd I've ever seen, literally screaming, pretending to stab each other the entire time.
And she leaves the movie and goes into like the lobby to go get snacks, and there's fucking people out there with the masks on running around pretending to kill each other. I'm like, no theater's like this. Nobody's running around doing this shit.
And then Omar Epps, whatever, goes to kill. But the stupidest thing, like I think this is a pretty good sequence. The stupidest thing is how they try to tie this sequence into the rest of the movie, because it is relatively disconnected. And the way they tie it is like their names are relatively similar to two of the people who died previously. And it's like, how
I feel like it could have just been
make any sense?
I feel like it could have just been they killed two people at the movie because it was the premiere of the movie that was about it. Like there was enough to just be like they killed two people at the release of the story about the last.
Like it doesn't
that's
make sense that he'd be like, this guy's name is Stevenson and Steve was one of the first people who died or something. Where it's like
with that sequence, I was like, whoa, they're really going like whodunit mystery here. And then there was like nothing else. So it's like, I don't know why they really even needed to do that.
I think it was more just them being like, I don't know how we connect these two things together. Yeah. Because there are so many other people named Maureen and Steve in the entire world.
Yeah. Well, I thought that would loop into them like taking everyone in the school who has similar names to people like previous victims like into custody or like doing something. But no, they just did that scene and then they kind of moved on.
I guess the connection is vaguely like they went to Sydney's school, her college. That's all. And yeah, they did.
Okay.
And then one of their names was Steve and one was Maureen or something. And it's like, okay. All right.
I feel like just leaving it as the two people got killed at the premiere of this thing, essentially to spark the like a new like wave of murders. I feel like that's enough of a connection, similar to the Drew Barrymore one where it was just like
she sat next to Sydney in whatever class.
Yeah, she was just a kid from her school.
Well, actually, that one is connected because there's something where like it's more related to Billy's psychology of her being I guess a kind way to say it would be easy is the way he referred to her. Like he thinks she's promiscuous, so he kills her.
Which she's not. She's literally not giving them any. Like,
I think that's the idea in the story, though.
Sure.
And Billy doesn't like women who cheat. Like it's very loose. The whole reasoning for most of this stuff is very loose, and
I also feel like part of the first one was Billy being like, I don't need a motive. I just like to kill. Like,
but then he did have a motive because Sydney's mom slept with his dad and made his mom leave, who we do then meet in this movie.
Yeah, was that context given in the first one, or was that context just given now?
Yeah, I think he mentions it at the end, where he's like, your mom broke up my family or something. And I was like, oh, okay, well, whatever. It's more like you're kind of at the end of the movie and you're like, just do the thing already. So that's kind of Billy's reason, but the reason of like their names are similar to people is just nonsensical. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and it's completely unnecessary.
It's Mad Libs. But it's a good scene. I think they're both relatively good. The getting killed by putting your ear up to the stall. While I guess it sounds like the guy on the other side is cranking it. I think that's the idea.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what it was insinuating because he was also laughing, but all I was hearing was,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't think, like, maybe it's like he thought the guy was cranking it. But I don't
Also-
know. Remember when we thought we saw that guy at Rainforest Cafe cranking it in the bathroom? And my bachelor party?
Might not have been me. I feel like I would have remembered that.
Yeah, you probably would have. Yeah. Anyway.
I will say, as soon as he was like, because she was complaining about seeing the scary movie, and as soon as he was like, the tickets were free, I was like, they're dead. Because I was like, the tickets were free. A killer probably gave them the tickets to go.
Yeah, that's
get
fair.
Killed. I didn't think Jada would die, though. I thought that he was going to die and then Jada was going to, like, get out and then be, like, a part of the
gang.
movie. But no, then she was brutally murdered.
What did you think about everyone cheering on while she was profusely bleeding in front of the screen?
I mean, people were cheering, but then there were also people, like, taking off their masks and being like, wait a minute.
That's
Like,
good
I saw a
effects,
couple
though.
reactions that were like, what? Wait, oh, fuck, she's actually dying. What the hell? I mean,
Well, in my
with
opinion,
how
it's kind of like
fucking crazy, like, acid trip insane that theater was, like, I get why some people, I guess, probably thought it was part of it or something, but
in my opinion, for her, it's kind of like, let's have some theater etiquette. If you're gonna die in your seat, and then we'll clean you up after. Like, I have a movie to watch here, kind of a thing.
sure.
So I thought that was a little disrespectful
Rude.
to the rest of the audience. Yeah.
Yeah.
What, she got stabbed 8-9 times in the stomach,
Yeah.
back, chest, whatever.
You don't want to be a Susie seat kicker. You don't want to be a
Exactly.
Tommy Texter,
A Suki
Waterhouse. Who's
Suki
Suki Waterhouse?
Scroller?
I feel like that's a name.
She's Robert
Suki
Pattinson's
Scroller.
lover. And she does music as well.
What's the
and she
talking
was an
one?
actress.
The yapping one.
Tommy.
Were you just answering the question I asked you and then I
Yeah,
talked over
yeah.
you the whole time?
Yeah.
That's
It's
really
fine.
good.
It's okay. It's stereo sound, so I think usually you put me on the left and you're on
Dude,
the right.
should I? Dude, that would be funny if for one episode I put you on one side, me on the other side.
Anyway, I think it's a relatively good opening.
Yeah.
And do you think it's better than the Drew Barrymore kind of cold open?
No, I don't think
No?
so. I think the Drew
think that's
Barrymore
fair.
one is just like, because this one also basically has the Drew Barrymore one in it.
Yeah.
Which I do like that she's like Jada Pinkett is like, because at this point she was Jada Pinkett, she wasn't Jada Pinkett Smith yet.
That's true.
But I like how she's like shitting on the movie essentially and like calling out things from the first one.
And I also like how when we see the little clips of the movie, they've changed things in like
It's
such
slightly
obvious
different.
ways. Like the part where she's like getting naked and it's like, that's not really what happened. Like, we know what happened. We saw her. She was just making popcorn and then got chased around the house.
Yeah, and then there's also a point where she like looks up through the window, and in the actual movie, that's where Scream like bursts through the window or some shit. But that didn't happen.
Yeah.
She like kept going. It was like slightly different, which.
And
is
then the
fine.
part with where it's like Luke Wilson and Tori Spelling, I was just
Yeah.
like, this shit's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like a SNL spoof.
Yeah.
But
It was that was very funny, very
Yeah.
funnily done.
I think this
Um,
movie is more funny than the first one. Like,
I think
more
so, too.
intentionally funny.
I think so too, especially because a lot of the humor in the first one was just like humor through the characters being like fucking insane. Like it's a lot, like obviously Stu is the best example, but I feel like all the characters in the first movie have a little bit of Stu in them as
Yeah.
far as like the kind of like sociopathic like weirdness. In this one there's a lot of characters that are more like real people.
Yeah.
But a lot of the humor lands a bit better in this one. I will say kind of what I predicted would happen happened, if we can just like kind of
Yeah. And then tell me who you thought throughout the movie was the killer. Because I had actually forgotten.
Here's what I'll... Oh, you'd forgotten who the killer was.
Yeah.
Well, you probably knew a few that it wasn't because you've seen...
Well, yeah. Sydney, Gale Weathers, Dewey.
There was a very brief part where I was like, maybe it could be Gale Weathers, but no.
Randy.
Yeah. So, the first note that I made once we were out of the intro was that Charlie from the Mighty Ducks was in the film class. Shout out.
Charlie from the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, just type in Charlie Mighty Ducks and you'll see the kid. But he was more of a teenager in this one.
I'm going to scroll through the IMDb and just yell people's names at you if that's okay.
Sure.
Oh, is it Joshua Jackson?
That's the one.
Yeah.
I only know him as Charlie from the Mighty Ducks. I do know he's also in
Oh, wait,
one
did
of
you
those
actually
scenes from
lie when
Ocean's
you
11.
said... Did you not know his name was Joshua Jackson?
No, but once you said it, I was like, oh, yeah, I know that's him. Okay. Yeah, so then I also said they're playing up Randy's geeky behavior a little bit more. He was a lot more, like, geeky in this one than he was in the first one. Like, he was a little eccentric and, like, into movies in the first one. In this one, he's a lot more, like, weird and, like, fucking, like, dweeby.
Well, he has that first scene in the movie class, which is, like, fine. I think it's okay. Little cringe, but okay. But then he goes out and he's walking with Sydney and he's, like, doing the British accent.
Yeah, that was a weird choice that I didn't really understand.
And I watched a video with Jamie Kennedy, like, reacting to some of his movies. And he was like, yeah, I just, like, we did, like, 10 takes and one of them I just did that. And I kept, like, messing it up. So I just did that and then he kept it in the movie. And I was like, oh, that's a great story. Big guy.
Sure.
And now he is saying something about how ICE is like the vaccinations or something like that. So
what does that mean?
Well, like government overreach or something.
Hey, at least he's anti-ICE.
I guess, yeah. There you go.
I guess I'll give him that. Yikes. Okay. I did write, and don't react to this. You have to stay stone faced this whole time. I do feel like at some point, I don't know why, I feel like they're gonna do some like Dewey turns killer in like Scream 4 or 5 or something, where they're like, we gotta switch things up. No one will suspect that it's Dewey, and then it'll be like, yeah, but why the fuck is Dewey doing that? That's a prediction that I think might happen. I wouldn't like it to happen, and I think it would be dumb. But I just feel like with a franchise that goes as long as this one's doing, at some point they're gonna make one of the classic characters turn. Gale fucking sucks, I wrote down. She just really sucks. She does finish this movie much better than she even finished the last one. Even though she was a bit better at the end of the last one, she kind of just sucks again in this one, but finishes much stronger.
I think it was a good idea to give her and Dewey a sort of like relationship. Mm-hmm. And also some like past history as well.
I believed it more in this movie than in the last one, which makes sense.
I think that's just a good idea, and they kind of had to do that because I don't think anyone was gonna necessarily believe Sydney picking up another boyfriend and like having a real relationship in that way and going through that stuff. Even though there is like a little bit where she's like, should I be close to him? Should I not? Like, should I care about him kind of stuff? But
yeah,
honestly, like that, her boyfriend is fairly expendable.
Yes, an expendable character, but like honestly, unfortunately, quite tragic. Like there were times where I thought it might be him, but like the truth is, like the whole time he's just genuinely trying to be a nice guy, and then ends with her like thinking it might be him still, and then him getting shot, and that just being it. And I'm like, damn, this poor guy. But yeah, so just some real quick other things just on the characters. I like Joel, the cameraman. He was rational.
Much better cameraman in this one.
Yes.
Much better cameraman.
Is he in any other ones? Like, does he
Not
come
that I
back?
remember.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I liked him. And then I wrote, is Dewey partially paralyzed or something? And then they answered that. Because he's, like, got that arm. I had a lot of notes about fucking Sarah Michelle Gellar's whole, like, stalking and killing scene. She just kept fucking making stupid mistakes, man. Like leaving the house, then going back in the house, and then there being someone in the house, and then them leaving, and then her hearing another noise and being like, what if I wandered alone in the house again? Like, just ridiculous.
Just a quick point on Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
To place us in a little time and space here. This comes out the same year that Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 1 comes out. And I think the year before I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is more of like a Scream movie where she is a main focal point, or a horror movie where she's a main focal point.
Yeah.
Just a big time for her. And then she hooks up with Freddie Prinze
June?
on the Scooby-Doo set. So,
Oh, right, because she's Daphne as well.
yeah.
Forgot about that. Freddie
It's kind of
Prinze
crazy.
Jr.,
There's a
shout
lot
out.
of like, I guess it's just because there's so many actors in all these movies. But like, there's another actress who's in Riverdale in this movie. Skeet Ulrich is in Riverdale. Oh, Skeeter is in Riverdale. He's in the last one. But then you've got like Matthew Lillard. He ends up being in Scooby-Doo. Sarah Michelle, she's in Scooby-Doo. Just makes you think.
A lot of crossover.
Laurie Metcalf, she's in Lady Bird. So
And Young
makes you
Sheldon?
think. Liev Schreiber,
not Young
he's-
Sheldon.
He's
She's
Wolverine.
in regular Big Bang Theory.
She's in Liev Schreiber's Wolverine.
That's
Jada
true.
Pickett's at the Oscars.
No, he's not Wolverine, isn't he? Like
Oh, he's Sabretooth.
Sabretooth,
Sorry.
yeah.
Luke Wilson, he's in all those Wes Anderson movies or something.
And
Heather Graham?
Is it Semi-Pro or Dodgeball? What's the one that he's in? No. What's the Will Ferrell movie he's in that we watched? Old School.
One of the crazier ones.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Heather Graham, she's in Boogie Nights. See, it all comes together. Portia de Rossi, she's married to Ellen
Yep.
DeGeneres.
Yep.
Tori Spelling is in something else.
I love that you're just saying people that are in this movie and then just saying other
It
things
really
that
makes you think.
are true
huh?
about them. Yeah, it really makes
Apparently
you think.
Orlando Bloom is in this movie at some point.
So the only theory I wrote, the only two notes I wrote regarding theories for who the killer was, which is the main question you asked about 4 minutes ago, and then I rambled, was I wrote that my current theories are Derek and the sorority girls. Because there were
interesting.
Derek, I mean, they were just insinuating that it could be him, so I was kind of falling for some of it. But then the sorority girls, there were just multiple points where they just like happened to show up or be where a murder either started or took place. Like the point when Derek gets sliced and then Dewey runs after where Derek said they went, and then he goes out that doorway and just sees the two sorority girls standing there in like the front doorway, and they're like, what happened? I was like, interesting. And because Dewey pointed out that like the killer is probably someone who's already in Sydney's life, and those two were like really trying to like push Sydney to like join their sorority house and like be a lot and like do a lot for her, and they were just being weird about it. So I was like, that would be an interesting turn. Didn't happen. And then the other note I wrote regarding
And then just to tie that up a little bit, Derek, just because he's like the boyfriend and it kind of points towards him.
Yeah, well, yeah, similar to the thing Dewey said of, like, they'd get close to you. He was being, like, very, like, I need to be here. And a little pushy in that way. But, yeah, not really much else to go on. That was just, like, my theories maybe 1/3 into the movie. And then the only other theory-related thing I wrote down was once the killers were revealed, where I wrote, I never considered Mickey because I never once thought about Mickey.
Fair enough.
Because the only times I ever remembered that Mickey was a character in this movie was when he was actively on screen, which wasn't much. So then when he revealed himself, I was like, oh, yeah, okay. If I remembered that he existed, I probably would have considered him. But then the twist where it's the other reporter, I was like, whoa, didn't expect that. Kind of makes sense, but didn't expect that. And then they're like, it's Billy Loomis's mother. And I'm like, whoa. That was a fun little connection. So, unfortunately, didn't get this one. Didn't predict this one, but that's okay.
You have 5 more tries, so.
I do really like Timothy Olyphant.
Yeah.
But his character is nothing in this, unfortunately. He barely exists in the movie, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I don't know. He's kind of like a spin. He's basically Billy 2.0 and not better.
Yeah.
Because he's just a movie nerd who is just a little psychotic.
Yeah.
And that's it. I think he's also just kind of fine in the movie. I think there's some scenes where he's really good, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't move me from my loins.
The one thing that I did like that he did was I liked the death fake out where both Sydney and what's the reporter's name?
Gale,
where both Sydney and Gale were like looking at Mrs. Loomis waiting for her to like get up again like Billy did. And Sydney was like, they always get up, and then Timothy Olyphant just stands up and is like, ah! Like fucking Albert Einstein tongue out meme, and then they just shoot him. Kind of crazy that then Sydney just shoots dead Mrs. Loomis's forehead.
Yeah,
like,
execution style.
Yeah, like I could tell Gale was even like, oh my god. Like
I was gonna say Pete Buttigieg. Who's the fucking guy?
Liev Schreiber?
No. In the Commander of War or whatever?
Oh, fucking...
I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But, you know how he's...
Pete Hegseth.
Pete Hegseth. Kind of sounds like Pete Buttigieg.
Yeah, a little bit.
How he just like shoots rockets at people until nothing else exists. That's kind of what Sydney did here.
That is kind of what Sydney did.
Is Sydney the new Pete Hegseth? Ooh.
Maybe that'll be the title.
More on that
episode.
at 6. I think the performance from Laurie Metcalf as Mrs. Loomis, especially at the end, is like fucking insane.
Honestly, even the bits where she's like relatively normal in talking to Gale and stuff, like I think she's like quite good.
Yeah,
and then when she's like unraveling at the end, she's like excellent. She's excellent.
Yeah. And I didn't realize that was the mother from Lady Bird until this watch, but I was like, oh fuck, she's it makes sense.
Yeah, she's really good. I also did like that like when she kind of pointed to the fact that she wasn't going to kill Randy, and then Randy started like saying a bunch of shit about Billy, and then that's when she decided to kill him, because she was like, you don't talk about my son that way. But I don't know. I did really like that connection. I liked that in the end it kind of turned into this sequence of like almost Sydney was the killer and Mrs. Loomis was the victim when Sydney's like using the axe to drop a bunch of shit on her and she's panicking, freaking out.
I think it's very stupid, but it's fun.
Oh, it's certainly stupid, but I thought it was very fun.
And on that same note, I also like the scene where they're doing the theater practice and it's all the masked people and then Ghostface is in there somewhere. Like, that's a nice...
I thought that was a really good scene and it was done well, but I was like... And I liked the director character. Like, he seemed like to genuinely be a safe adult for Sydney. A little bit weird to be like, I know that there's actively murders happening around you right now and you've had your life threatened, like, directly already. But I would encourage you to continue doing this theater role where there's a scene where you have a bunch of masked people coming at you with knives. Like, I don't... Like, I think a baby could tell you that's a bad idea. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's I guess, exposure therapy. I need to stop
Sure.
shaking my leg because I'm shaking my entire camera, I think.
That's okay. It's probably fine.
Anyway,
It just it'll just look like you're like facing an earthquake the whole time.
it's just cranking.
Cranking.
Got one out. Anyway, there's something interesting going on in the movie in terms of, and kind of the whole series in terms of like the ethics of journalism and true crime, I guess.
Which
And
is
it-
the
they-
main thing that makes Gail suck, is that she
Yeah.
doesn't really have she doesn't really seem to have a spine as far as like how far she's willing to go to get a scoop or a headline or a story, which is why she's a bit better at the end, because she literally has a chance to like get the scoop and decides to jump in the ambulance with Dewey instead. And it's like,
Yeah.
wow, she's actually choosing a person over the fame here. But yeah, there's a lot of that going on. There was in the first movie as well, but it was essentially just every reporter sucks.
Yeah.
Which the reporters here suck as well, although at the end when Cotton, which maybe we'll talk about him a little bit, when Sydney is like being bombarded by people being like blah 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 blah, doing their usual shit, and then I think it's Joel, Gail's cameraman, goes up to him and says, what's it like being a hero, or like, do you have anything to say about being a hero? And then she's like, actually, that's the first like, oh, this is not like negative, aggressive.
It's not like, why is your mom such a whore?
Yeah, yeah. It's like actually a different, like somewhat positively skewed question. And then she also turns it around to be like, you should talk to Cotton about that. And then all of a sudden they're asking him like somewhat regular questions.
And then he points it to like, you're going to have to pay me for this shit, which
Yeah.
I think is very interesting because his motivation through the whole movie is basically to get Sydney to do an interview with him so he can make money. Because I guess he can't really get like a real job because of the whole
To make money, but I think
of it.
But I think also there's an aspect that's like, yes, there's been a book written about it that has like somewhat exonerated him. Yes, like the movie and like there's been TV like reports and interviews basically all pointing to him being innocent, and like it's generally known that he's innocent. But I think from his perspective, the only thing that will like, because he's still being treated differently by people. And I think he's like, the only thing that will convince people for sure that it's not me is if Sydney, the person who initially accused me, comes out publicly and says, it's not him, I'm okay with him, like he is innocent.
Yeah.
So I think like, yeah, he's chasing money, but I think he's also like, I need you to tell everyone this, like from your mouth to their ears. But I think at the end, yeah, he's just like, we'll do that. Because I'm curious what you think. Because there's this bit at the end where Cotton is like, he has the gun, and Mrs. Loomis like has the knife to Sydney's throat and is like, Cotton, like I can get you on TV. I can like get you the attention you need if you just let me kill her. And he's like, Sydney, do the interview with me. And the moment that she says like, I'll do it, he shoots Mrs. Loomis. But do you think that like that's the only reason he did? Like, do you think there was ever a point where he was gonna let Sydney be killed?
I don't think so. And like, there's two ways to think about it, I guess. The altruistic way, where it's like he doesn't want her to die. And then there's the other way of like, it kind of fucks him if she dies.
Yeah.
So even if she doesn't do the interview and he is like in the same room with her dead body, it'll get blamed on him, no matter what Mrs. Loomis says. So he kind of has to kill Mrs. Loomis either way.
Well, and I feel like he kind of fucked it up because I feel like if Mrs. Loomis was about to kill Sydney and then he killed Mrs. Loomis, Sydney would naturally be like, he saved my life. Not only is he innocent, but like he saved me his like I feel like he would have gotten what he wanted anyway if he had just done that. But he does this like, you're in an interesting position here. And like making it weird, and I'm like, you're making it seem like if you didn't get what you wanted, you would have let Sydney die. But like, I don't think he would have. I think he was just like, I think he was just waiting for the right moment, while also like being like, well, I can kind of two birds with one stone here, save Sydney and like get this interview I want, whatever.
Yeah, I think there's a way that it probably could have been done a little better. But I also don't, from what I remember, because I haven't seen all of, like I've seen Scream 1 a lot, 2 a little less, 3 even less, and then 4 almost maybe like once or twice, and the second time was like on cable. So I am sort of forgetting what happens, but I think there is like more of a continuation to Cotton's story that we'll see later, but I don't know if it's good or bad or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
like,
it is
honestly,
a little bit weird. I do like that they kind of like explore his character a little more, but it is a kind of weird that he's just kind of wandering around this college campus.
Yeah. And he's kind of pulling like a Nick Shirley. Have you seen this guy? The guy who was in Minnesota, and he's like, let me in the daycares. Oh, you're not going to let me in the daycare? You Somalians are stealing money. He's like, did this fucking stupid video where he basically just accused a bunch of all the Somalian population of stealing money because they wouldn't let him in their daycares. And he didn't know what an adult daycare was. Like, because I guess he never thought that, adults might not be fully capable to live by themselves all the time and need care. But besides the point, he's just kind of like wandering around a university stalking this girl.
Yeah.
And the security guards are no help.
Oh, dude, I think at one point they literally call them Secret Service or something. So there's allegedly like really federal agents or of some kind. They don't do jack shit the whole time. There's a point, finally, they were just literally waiting around, not doing anything, and then she gets this threat on her computer that she's gonna die tonight, and they're like, here, go stand by this stairway alone. We'll be right back.
Go stand by yourself where we can't see you.
Yeah.
And we're going to go somewhere else.
And when you get tugged into the hallway, we're not going to even realize that happens until you come barging out with a big man yelling after you. Like, and then later when they're eventually killed in the car, they're just doing the dumbest shit ever. First guy, he just gets stabbed through the window. It's not really his fault. The other guy is like on the hood of the car while it's moving, holding a gun, pointing at Ghostface.
Yeah.
And he doesn't think to like point the gun down and shoot.
Well, he does say like, get down to them in the back.
Yeah.
Because I guess he's worried about shooting them, but also just kind of like,
you can angle that
like
shit.
that.
Just don't shoot him in the head. Shoot him in the leg. Shoot him in the arm. Shoot him in the pelvis. Shoot him in the stomach. Like, I don't know, man.
Literally anywhere.
He just doesn't do anything, and then he gets a pole through his head. Like,
but talk about a tense scene. Sid crawling over Ghostface.
Oh, that was a very good scene. I did
followed by the most unceremonious death I've seen.
Yeah.
Which
her best friend?
Yeah. She did not deserve to go out like that. Like that.
No. That was shitty, yeah.
Yeah.
I almost would have rather, even though it would have been more predictable, I almost would have rather her be grabbed by him, like, while crossing. Like, at least that would have been... oh, yeah. I wrote down while they were both in the back of the car, like, actively pulling the shit back, I was like, get the gun and yoink the mask off. Like, literally all you have to do is get out, grab the gun, shoot him in the chest, and then take the mask off of him. Like,
yeah,
that's all you have to do. But instead they run away, talk for a bit, come back, he's gone, don't grab the gun at all. He stabs Hallie. It's just like...
It's just horror movie decision making.
Yeah,
just bad.
which would be fine if it wasn't an aspect of the movie to literally make fun of like people
Bad
who make dumb decisions
decision-making.
in horror movies. But I'm like, you guys are supposed to know better than that. Like, that's kind of the point.
Like, if she kills Mickey, and then still after that, a Ghostface is coming after her, and it's like, who the fuck could it possibly be? I think that adds a lot more of a complex, plot point in there. Mm-hmm. And also gives her more of a reason to, like, distrust the people around her.
Yeah,
But
especially since when they do the Mickey and Mrs. Loomis reveal, like, Mickey is basically out of the picture by the time Mrs. Loomis is doing any of her, like, talking about her motivation and shit. Like, she almost immediately shoots him, and so I feel like it would have been just as good, if not better, if they kill Mickey there, and then when Mrs. Loomis, like you said, is in a Ghostface mask and it's still happening, and you're like, wait a minute, who the fuck is that? Like, when she reveals herself, she could just be like, yeah, and I used Mickey. Like, she could have had the same shit where she's like, I used Mickey, he's insane, so it didn't take much. But, like, I'm not surprised that you got him.
I told him he was going to be able to go on a date with you or something, or, like, I don't know, like, some bullshit.
Sure.
Where it's just like, this guy's a psycho. Give him some stupid reason for wanting to kill everyone, or, like...
Yeah.
I guess she does kind of say, like, he was a serial killer that I found.
Yeah, they found each other
like,
on, like, a psychopath's, like, message board, which is
was
so,
like,
like,
what
90s,
is that,
2000s.
XXN, hamster.com. We know these things better than we know our grandma. Anyway.
Yeah.
Type shit. Anyway.
Is there anything specific you're like, oh, we gotta talk about this? Because
Let me see. There is a sort of, I think, a well-captured homoeroticism to a lot of the fraternity stuff for the guys.
Yeah.
Where they're, like, spitting on him, and, like, he's all strapped up in his underwears, and they're, like, making him all wet.
Also, maybe I misheard, but I feel like while he's strapped up there, one of the guys, like, sprays beer onto his, like, bare chest and says something like, "To who do your loyalties lie?" Or something like that. And he's like, Sydney. And he's like, did you say you're Alpha Sigma brothers? And I'm like, what the fuck are you? Like, this guy's getting off on the idea that this guy might love him.
Hey,
but it was
we
just
watched
like,
Everybody Wants Some.
Yeah.
Those guys get naughty, man.
But, like, it was a situation where it's like, he seems not to be enjoying it, but these frat bros doing it to him seem to have, like, a strap your boy up and get him sopping wet, like, fetish.
Yeah, I mean, you get that a little bit in Neighbors, too.
Yeah.
Neighbors number 2, I'm saying.
Well, yeah.
Of course.
Well, the truth is...
We could do that. That's a franchise.
That is two's a franchise. It is a thing of, like... It makes sense that just in general, frat houses and those that are in frats are the kind of guys to have this, like, internalized homophobia that comes out in, like, this inability to have physical intimacy with anyone, but especially, like, your boys, without it being, like, disguised as some sort of initiation or hazing or prank or joke or like just like aggression. Like, play wrestling is like a classic way of, like, oh yeah, boys do that to get physical intimacy without seeming gay. And it's like, that's kind of, especially at the time this movie was made, I feel like it was like peak, like, no homo, boys got it. I don't love my boys, I just love wrestling with them. And it's like, no, man, you just want a hug. Just give the guy a hug.
Wouldn't it be so crazy if we kissed right now? Like, wouldn't that be crazy if we, like, kissed and, like, with tongue too? Yeah. Well, we shouldn't though, gay guy.
Unless you wanted to. Like, I would do it for you.
Unless
But
you thought it'd
it's-
be really funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me just spray some beer on you and lick it off your chest while you're strapped up to like a star or something, or a
Yeah.
cross like Jesus.
Yeah, it was
What was he
very
strapped
strange.
onto?
A star. It seemed like some sort of, I don't know.
Strip
Maybe
down to
it was
your
the-
underwear and let me spray beer all over you.
Okay.
No, I thought you were gonna say no because it was like a funny joke that I.
Well,
okay,
now
I guess
it's
I
on
will.
record that you have to do it, so.
All right, next
That's just
episode,
what it
I will
is.
be spraying beer on Adam like he has just won the NASCAR 500. What is it called?
Indy 500.
Indy 500.
The NASCAR 500.
I don't know, man. Dale
you have any-
Earnhardt Jr. and his brothers.
Sorry, that was loud. Wow. Do you have anything else specific you want to touch on? I feel like
I
we
like
touched-
the set pieces in this movie a lot more than the
I would
first
agree.
one. I like the audio booth thing, even though that's not how glass works in an audio booth, where the glass
It's
is like,
literally
completely
silent.
Yeah, but I think that's like a nice little like part of it. I
Which,
think
like, like, I'm glad he's alive because he's one of the better characters. How the fuck is Dewey alive? He got stabbed in the back like 6 times and was spitting blood out his mouth, and then was left there for like
well, Cotton helped
6
him.
hours. Okay, maybe it was like 3
Brother,
hours.
you think that one's shocking?
Yeah, the only context that you have is that Cotton had his hands covered in blood and was like, I tried to help him. It's like, what, did he like perfectly tie up the wound? Like, what?
He's an army vet.
Like, if Dewey isn't fully paralyzed next movie, I'm going to be like, this is not believable.
I also like the scene in the quad where Randy's on the phone and then Dewey and Gale are like running around. They're all trying to find the phones.
I like that too. Their method of just going up to anyone with a phone and being like, give me that. Who is this? Like, I'm like, whoa, guys. You can go up and be like, you mind if I borrow your phone?
Well, also just be like, is this guy talking and does he sound like Ghostface?
yeah, does he have a voice changer right now?
Yeah. That's it. That's all you really need to do. You don't need to grab it out and be like, who the fuck are you? Because you're just talking to Randy on the other side.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to pick up someone else's phone and they'll also be on the call with Ghostface.
Well, I think their plan was to be like, to take it and then be like, hello, and then hear it's Randy and be like, oh shit, it's you. But then Randy was also going up to people who had phones and then just seeing their face and going, sorry, I'm sorry. And it's like, you don't know it's not that person. It's just by seeing their face, you don't know who they are.
them saying it though,
That's fair.
right? But also then just scream and see if you can hear the voice in
I
the
was going to
phone.
say, I've got what my phone calls audio emojis where I can make a fart sound and then others, but I mostly just do the fart sound. Like, I would just be hitting that over
course.
and over and be like, listen for the fart. Whose phone's making the fart sound? You know?
Yeah, they didn't have that tech back then, as far
No.
as I know, but they didn't have fart.
They didn't have
sounds
fart
on-
emoji, fart audio emojis.
But I think that's a cool scene. Like, I think this movie just has better set pieces.
I agree.
Because part of it is like it's just a more expensive movie. You get more money in the sequel, and this movie but this movie did make slightly less money than the first one. But like by like maybe $1 million or $2 million.
Okay.
Like literally.
Was
just
the
a tiny
budget
amount.
bigger though?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
And then Scream 3, it drops off a little more. 4, it drops off again. 5, it comes back, and then 6, it drops off again.
And
So
then
it's
7, we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, yeah, they got every. I don't know if you've seen the poster for 7.
I know that they're bringing back a lot of people. I've tried not to look at it too much because I don't want any like previous ones spoiled. But I know that they're bringing back a lot of characters, including some that people are like, wait, how?
They've got about half of Hollywood on the poster currently,
Sick.
which is just like, all right, I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll see. But they're also missing, because I think you know about the Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera.
Yeah, I was literally about to ask. I'm now realizing, is Scream the franchise that fired an actress for
Being pro-Palestine.
Being
Yeah.
pro-Palestine, yeah.
And then the directors, I think, left because of that. and then now it's being directed by Kevin Williamson, who wrote Scream 1, 2, and 4.
So are those two back now because
No.
the director changed? Okay.
I mean, Jenna Ortega, you're going to need to pay her a lot more money.
Yeah.
And Melissa Barrera, I don't know. She probably has some other stuff she's working on. I honestly haven't seen her in anything recently, but
Well, she's probably been fucking blacklisted for having a backbone.
oh, yeah, she was in a couple. Oh, she was in that movie where it was like they were going to do a heist and Angus Cloud from Euphoria's in it, and then the daughter in the movie is a vampire. Do you hear about that one?
That was a mishmash of words all put together, I think.
It was kind of dumped last year around this time. Pretty bad, but she was just in a TV show. I don't know. I'm sure she's doing fine, but
What did you think of Derek's song in the cafeteria?
what song does he sing?
I forget. I just know he sings a song and then gives her a necklace.
Because it's not the same one as 10 Things I Hate About You. What's the Heath Ledger one?
Yeah, 10 Things I Hate About You. It's not the same
'Cause
one, no.
okay.
It's not the same one.
I don't know. Felt like stupid. Doesn't make sense. It never makes sense when a guy's way to get a girl back is to sing to them in a public place when the girl is obviously shy and
telling them to
introverted.
stop, yeah.
Yeah. Especially when she's like, yeah, there's a killer chasing me. And he's going to yell in front of the entire cafeteria.
Olivia told
make
me
an
she had a
absolute scene.
nightmare a few nights ago where I proposed to her in public in front of a crowd of people, and that she said no because she
So we have to
hated
cancel
that.
the plan of you doing it at the Leafs game? Or?
Yeah. Dude, I don't think there would be anything worse than bringing Olivia to a big stadium sports game, you know, her favorite thing in the world, and then putting her on a jumbotron in front of everyone.
Well, I think she'd be like, why the fuck did you spend $500 on tickets?
Yeah.
Number one. And number two, I think it has to cost something to be like, hey, I'm going to propose.
Yeah, it
Put me
has
on the
to.
Jumbotron.
It's gotta. Although they probably also just love having that shit happen at their games, so I don't know. I don't know how that would.
I mean, I think the Catholic Church likes marrying people too, but you got to pay the priest a little bit. You got to give him a little taste.
Sure.
Anyway, when you guys get married, you have to pinky promise me that I will be the one marrying you.
We've talked about it. And
I will re-up my ordination, real word, with the United Church or whatever. Church of Universal Love or whatever it is to do
you
it.
said, yeah, such a proud standing member.
I get an email every year and it's like, happy 8th anniversary. And I'm like, damn, I've been doing this shit for a long time.
And doing this is
Getting emails from them every year.
yeah. Anyway, I don't know if I have
I don't have a ton on this movie. I think it's a really fun entry into the franchise.
me too.
I am interested to see what you think of 3 because 3 is quite different.
Okay.
Like a lot of the same bones, I guess, but it's like a very different setting.
Okay.
So I think it'll be interesting.
I'm excited to see what's next. I will say, like, I won't do this every week as to not ruin the ranking at the end, but I do think I liked this better than the first one. I think the first one, as with most like movies that get sequels, I feel like the first one has like a purity to it because it was the first one.
It's like the John Wick thing, I think we felt, where it's like the first one's not the best one, but it's good and very watchable.
Yeah. But I think that this one did almost everything better, except I do think that like the like ensemble cast of side characters is weaker. Especially since this is what I was going to say earlier. My prediction of literally every new side character that was introduced was killed, except for Joel the cameraman.
Yeah.
And I think that's it, actually. So, like, yeah, literally I think I said last episode, I'm just going to know that any side character introduced is probably just going to be cannon fodder for Ghostface to kill. And that did happen this one, plus Randy. All right.
Yeah, I think the Randy kill does open it up to like being some of the lower level main characters.
Mm-hmm. When
But,
Dewey happened, I was like, oh, anything goes, but then he was fine.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, you got to keep some people around. The dueler never dies.
He's a dweeb in this movie, though. What a weird, goofy guy.
I like how all the cops take him seriously, too.
Yeah. He's such a goober, man. Well, there's that point where he's talking to Gail, and he's like, have you considered that maybe my inexperience is a veil to make people underestimate me so that I can blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, maybe that's true. But
And she looks at him, she's like, really? Are you fucking kidding me? Really?
Yeah. And he looks at her like, mommy.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
tell me
so
that's
hold
not
your
what he's
horses.
doing anytime he's talking to Gail.
Older horses. Well,
Anyway.
I think we all would back in 1997. Am I right? Are you a Rachel, Phoebe? I forget what Courtney Cox's character's name is.
Which is the one to remember if we're referencing Friends because of Courtney Cox?
Rachel, Phoebe, or Courtney Cox? Which one are
What
you?
is her name?
It's
Rachel
like an M. It starts with an M. I'm
Meredith.
not really a Friends guy.
Me neither.
Monica.
Monica. Hey, Monica. Hey, buddy, Monica. You know?
No.
All right.
Which one are you? Are you a Rachel, Phoebe, or a Monica? You're
I
a
don't
Phoebe.
know.
You're a Phoebe.
I was going to say, I don't know enough about them to really say, but I'd probably say I'm a Phoebe from what I know.
And I'm a Joey Fatone. Hey, how you doing?
Not
Hey,
Joey Fatone.
Gabagoo. Hey, or maybe I'm a Schwimmer. I'm an archaeologist.
You're definitely... I do think if I was any of the boys, I'm probably Ross. I think you're a fucking Chandler ass.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Chandler ass. Chandler ass.
All right. Relax with that. I watched
right.
like 3 seasons of Friends, and I was just not.
I sent
Not
I
into
sent
it.
someone who's like kind of becoming what one might consider a new friend an Instagram reel. It was which like the first time you send a new friend an Instagram reel, that's a test.
Who was it?
That's a test. Ben from
Okay.
Matt's bachelor party, and I said it was a good reel and it was a good meme, but it used like a Friends clip, and I was like, this is risky because I don't want him to think I'm like a Friends head because I don't watch the show. The clip was just good with what the fucking caption was.
And what did he say?
He just said for real and then the 100 emoji. All right, I was feeling okay
That's a little
about it,
rough.
but your
That's a little
reaction
rough.
has made me worried.
He
sure
basically
it's
just
fine.
told you to kill yourself.
Anyway, I think we're done here. I think we're done.
I
here.
was just gonna ask you like what you think happens in Scream 3, if any like major characters die.
I think 3 feels like a point where either Dewey dies for real finally, or they do the fucking bullshit, flip it, and make it Dewey's the killer.
Do you think it's a Loomis related killing again, or do you think they're
No,
gonna
I
move
think-
off that?
I think it makes sense for the direct sequel to be related, but I think once you hit 3, they're probably like, you got to move off that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that they're moving away from that.
All right. Hey, good predictions, man. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you next week where we will watch Scream 3, and then we'll be almost halfway through this. I am
guess,
curious to see if these start to get stale. So far, not. But judging by how you've talked about them, I feel like the vibe's kind of going to shift and change, and the format's going to get a little different. So,
Well, there's big time jumps in the franchise. Like
Okay.
4 comes out like 14 years later after 3, and then 5 is like 8 years after that.
like time jumps as far as release, not necessarily.
Yeah, release.
Okay.
Release. Yeah. So
Speaking of release,
Yeah, I have had to kind of pee this whole time. So that's why I've been shaking. Anyway, are we done or?
yep.